Every single year, like clockwork, January 1st hits and Supercross takes over my entire life. It started in 1990. I was 7 years old and I raced A1 on a PW 50. I won the race, which was cool, but my memory from that night was the crowd and the fans, Bradshaw, Chicken. I was just a little kid and it was so loud, so big, it got its hook in me. It was the start of an obsession that I still have today. I love Supercross. I was lucky enough to race it from the privateer pits to the factory truck for a stint, from the little arenas that scatter the country to foreign lands with my best friends. I truly loved every minute of it, even the rough times. I eventually parked the bike and began announcing the sport on television. I started in arena cross as an analyst, moved up to Supercross, and did every single role that exists pretty much. It was life-changing and so rad in so many ways. I moved on to a new challenge, managing amateur racers through KTM, Husqvarna, and Gas Gas, and coaching everyone from amateur stars to brand new riders and kids. It's humbling, it's fulfilling, and it's where I need to be, especially right now. So although I won't be at Supercross this season in my traditional roles, I still want to cover the sport that I love. I want to storytell, I want to analyze. This upcoming season feels like 1990 to me. It's a clashing of three generations, something we don't get that often. Like Rick Johnson and Jeff Ward, we have Eli Tomac and Jason Anderson to lead the vets, the 30 club. Then you had Jeff Stanton in his prime, chasing down the vets, but fending off the rookies at the same exact time. That's Chase Sexton, a now one-time Supercross champ, entering the pinnacle years with the same challenge that Stanton faced. Finally, the rookie class, like Bradshaw and Chicken, there's three small bike champs moving up: Jet Lawrence, Hunter Lawrence, and Justin Cooper. And they're expected to be immediate players. This is so good. It sets up perfect. It's too good to miss. The 2024 Supercross Championship is layered in stories, and I want to tell them. And I'm going to do that right here on The Daniel Blair Show. So many storylines heading into A1, but there can only be one lead story, and it's Eli Tomac. The legend and icon is back, and you know what? He doesn't have to be. He's won everything there is to win. He owes the fans nothing, but the old bull is back. Why? For the money? Do the math on just his bonuses. 6 450 titles and over 80 total wins. Homie has cash. Plenty enough to fund the baby boutique. It ain't the money, it's the records. Nope, he really isn't about that either. Trust me, I've tried to break him many times.
You do know, I know I bring up the records thing to you all the time. I know you're about to roll your eyes. Just give me a good eye roll. Give me a good one. There it is. That's the eye roll from me asking about records.
He's back because he's a legend, the boss of his generation, and he wants vengeance for what he believes was a stolen title. Good for us. Now, Eli has eyeballs like everyone else, but he doesn't seem too bothered by the existence of Jet Lawrence or the pending rematch with Chase Sexton. He seems giddy, happy, unbothered by the fact that he's walking into the most difficult championship run he'll face in his storied career, by far. Chase Sexton is faster, clearly. He was almost every night last Supercross season. And Jet just put up a perfect motocross season in a yawn. In poker, this is a terrible hand for Eli. Coming back from injury against these two, 1 year older. But what's rad is that he chose this hand. He wants this hand, and we should be grateful. This championship doesn't carry nearly as much weight without Eli Tomac in it. And when he comes out for opening ceremonies this season, especially A1, make the building shake. We owe him that. While the story may be Eli Tomac, the championship goes through Chase Sexton. At 24 years old, Sexton is in his prime and is the fastest Supercross rider in the world. Now, obviously, the weight of the one will be heavy, but once you scratch below the surface, you find that nobody since Ryan Dungey has been able to defend their title. Webb hasn't done it, Anderson never did it, even Eli hasn't. James Stewart never did it, Chad Reed never did it. You see where I'm going here? So even though the expectation is that Sexton defends the thing, and he should, it would actually be pretty huge if he did. Now, before he gets the chance to hold the #1 plate again, first, he's going to have to shake the tag, tuck the front. He's changed colors, he changed the number to 4, and if he wins this championship, the tuck the front tag will be gone for good. It'll be, hey, remember that one summer, LOL. But like Eli, Chase has drawn a tough hand. The dude you haven't been able to quite figure out, Tomac, is back. And the kid that swept the summer is moving up, and to many is the favorite. So what's his play? Well, it's obvious. Dungey 2.0. Podium these guys to death and take 5% off the speed and put it towards race discipline, and Sexton can win this thing, the way Dungey always did. And now he joins the people that know the Dungey formula best. 17 nights from now, Chase Sexton will either hand off that plate or he'll join the legends list of championship defenders. Jet Lawrence, the generational talent.
Gonna go and win who knows how many, like a lot for a long time until he's bored.
Humble brag, but I called that before he won his first title. Moving on to now, if you look back to the LA Coliseum, if Jet doesn't jump that quad onto the table, who says he wins the thing? There was no passing that night, and it's no guarantee he gets to the lead, even to third in that moto. But he did what generational talents do, what game changers do. They find a way, and he did in a pretty sketchy way. But that's what's coming to Supercross, folks, a scary new speed and skill. So he wins the inaugural SMX title, sweeps the summer, but he heads into 2024 with a bad poker hand of his own. Jet's done silly stuff in Supercross, and the 250 guys let him get away with it. Will Eli? Will Chase? Will Kenny and Coop? Jet's talents will carry him to a few runaways this season, and I mean some absolute spankings. But can he go 17 without tossing away the championship? I mentioned Ryan Dungey's the last to defend a title. He's also the last rookie to come out and win, and Jet has a really, really good chance at doing it. But it will have to go through a field of riders who don't think his podium interviews are cute and won't just roll over and give it to him until it's earned. While the 450 field realized quickly this past summer that they were not on his level outdoors, the vibes are different inside the cage match that is Supercross. When does he meet Bam Bam? When does Hombre introduce? These guys won't play as nice indoors until he earns their respect, which he will, but when? For Cooper Webb, Jason Anderson, and Ken Roczen, this 2024 season starts with a big question mark. Are they championship contenders or a subplot in someone else's story? Harsh, but it's a real question. Coop's won it twice, Jason's won it, Kenny's been close. But as new talent enters the class and is without a doubt elevating it in every way, can these top dogs of the past half-decade keep up? What gives me hope is that they are all in the perfect situation for them. Webb has a fresh start with people he knows from his 250 days, and when he's mad as a hornet, comfortable, and locked in, there is nobody more dangerous. I'd put his racecraft up against anyone's maybe ever, but straight up, he has to be faster, as the craft he races with is useless if the leaders are too far gone. For Jason, 2-year extension, happy with surroundings, that's when he clicks. Don't forget, 2 years ago, he gave Eli a real run and stacked a bunch of wins, a championship-worthy season. While the 2023 Jason Anderson was a little messy, not gonna lie, the 2022 Hombre can win this title. And Kenny, what a transformation. The guy did a full reset a year ago and has been completely recharged. If the Roczen from Indianapolis, Mount Morris, SMX, and MXON shows up for all 17, he can win this title and complete what would be one of the most incredible comeback stories in all sports. Let's not forget the Roczen story and what he has raced through. A Ken Roczen championship would transcend this sport into the mainstream. I truly believe that, and it's possible. Hey, nobody picked Anderson in 18, Webb in 19, or Sexton in 23. My 3 favorite riders in the 450 class just got dealt the worst poker hand of anyone, the reality of the class. Adam Cincerulo, Malcolm Stewart, and Aaron Plessinger are all chasing their first 450 win and have all had moments or nights where you thought, this is the night. Oh, AP at Detroit. One of the most memorable and difficult calls in my broadcasting career. If it wasn't hard enough before, what's it look like now? Let's be real, Jet gets a bunch, right? So how many are there to go around? I mean, big brain math tells me it's way harder now than it was before. So what needs to happen? It all has to line up, and it can. Perfect track for the rider's strengths, a great start, a little help, a loud and violent push from the crowd. The stars will have to align. Their best shot at it? A1. It's the great equalizer. Everyone's edgy, bike setups are off. I mean, come on, boys, get it on opening night. Look, I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm just a fan like you all, but I'd be lying if I said I'm not pulling for these guys over anyone else in the class. I want them to get the... We'll tell them, James.
Neck burn!
Why the disrespect for Hunter Lawrence? Where's the hype? Where's the crazy predictions? Hunter's being overlooked, and it's 100% because of Jet, and it's perfect for him. Hunter has a 7 to 10 year run in front of him where he will find a lot of success and make a lot of cash. But as a rookie in this field, what better gift for you than all the bright lights being shined on your brother? Let him have it. Sit in the shadows quietly and do your work. 2023 was Hunter's I'm Here season, and he was a machine, which I think he will be on a 450 as well. Now, I have no idea where he starts at Anaheim this weekend, throw a dart, but I'd bet pretty heavy that he figures this big bike thing out quick, and there will be a realization moment from the top of the class that this Lawrence is going to be just as difficult to deal with as the other one. Now, with Hunter's entry into the 450 class, that leaves Dylan Ferrandis out of a factory ride, and he becomes the first domino to drop. The young are about to move out the old, and that's what happened here. Now, Dylan isn't really old, 29, but he's part of the generation that is about to be moved out. Simple math. Jet goes up, Colt Nichols goes out. Hunter goes up, Sexton moves over to KTM, Webb over to Star, Dylan's out. Everything else is full, and it's just sad math. You know, in all honesty, we are so dang spoiled. This stubborn generation of racers in or near their 30s, they're awesome, especially after losing both the Ryans so early. Mad respect to Tomac, Anderson, Stewart, Barsha, Craig, Ferrandis, Dino, Marv, Kenny, Brayton, you bosses. This sport is rad because of you. You are why the sport is so stacked from top to bottom. But that math is about to rear its ugly head. It happens. There's changeover. 2 years from now, the sport will look completely different. So let's enjoy this season. It's stacked. See you next week. Thank you so much for watching this show. If you liked it, press the like button. And if you want to subscribe, then press the subscribe button. Share it with your friends, with your family, and grandma. Make sure you send it to grandma. Grandmas love everything Main Event Moto does. All you Motoheads out there, we are still rocking and rolling at Main Event Moto. You can go to patreon.com/Main Event Moto. We do 2 shows a week now, and both of them are live streamed. Patreon.com/Main Event Moto, and we will catch you on the next show.